to the mind, type of hustling. I gotta keep it real, my pen never still. To everybody out there getting dollar bills, this the real movement, I hope you follow through.
Welcome everybody to the very first episode of The Fearless Show. I am your host, Mr. Dario Hunt, and my co-host over there, Mr. Doris Walker. Say what's up to everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to The Fearless Show. First episode.
So what is The Fearless Show? We are a show by LLF, obviously, our brand, and we will be discussing our two biggest passions, culture and creativity, and we will be celebrating creative individuals and creative brands and, you know, anything creative that we like. First things first, my background, I am a professional basketball player. I'm actually playing overseas right now. I'm doing this recording overseas while my partner over there is in New York. I am a part-time programmer, and this is how this all started. Doris?
Yeah, well, like Dario said, I'm out here in New York. Here getting my master's degree, so this May I'll be finished with my grad school experience. And I'm a professional artist, right? About time. I'm finally out of school. You know, that's a long track to do the college after college situation. But, you know, that's how you got to step up and get to the next level sometimes, you know. That was just what was right for me. But, I mean, that brought me out here to New York. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even know what New York's like without grad school. So, and a lot of cool networking, you know, in terms of artists in like big and small. So
most definitely.
But yeah, so I'm just a professional artist. Have been since like 2007. And we met in Colorado. And that's when we kind of started it.
How old were you? 13, 14, something like that?
Yeah, probably 14.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
been a while.
13,
been a while.
Yeah.
And now we are
12
together
years.
working on. And now we are together working on LLF, our joint project. Well, I say project. It's our brand that we represent every day.
The lifestyle.
A lifestyle. Not everybody knows exactly what LLF is, so I'll take this time out to explain it right now. We are a brand first and foremost, and we're a brand dedicated to creativity, particularly creative individuals and creative brands, and we always look to connect with people like that because, you know, they inspire us to continue doing what we're doing. Our main cornerstone is our online community at livinglifefearless.com or l-l-f.co, and we are an online community of creative individuals and brands where they can connect, discover incredible creative things going on around them, and also showcase their work. You know, it's full of events and projects and media. And, you know, on the side, we do a little other stuff. We do apparel, like the shirts that we are wearing right now. We do that on the side. And we also want to, in the future, get, you know, more involved with putting on our own events and having, you know, art shows and local music concerts and stuff like that. In the future, you can see what we are looking to do if you go to our blog, beboldbefearless.co, and there's a roadmap on there kind of highlighting everything that we want to do with the online community as well as our brand as a whole. And if you want to go to our clothing store, you can do that too at llfstyle.co. The philosophy behind Living Life Fearless, it came all from, you know, always looking for inspiring stuff, looking for creative stuff, because that's what I was most interested in. It was my brainchild, and I actually had it started when I was a junior. I was a junior in college, and I was going into my senior year. I took a personal branding class for summer school, and it was something that I did not even plan on doing, but I ended up doing it, and it ended up being a blessing because it led me down this path. It started out as a blog where we were just writing about, you know, being fearless and going after your dreams and never being afraid to just, you know, take risks and go for it. I brought Doris in on the blog in the summertime when I came home for a little bit, and he kind of contributed to the blog too with a few of his own posts. And, you know, the response that we were getting from people was they liked the idea, they liked the philosophy. And from there, I just had an idea, and it grew. And it grew into a full-blown brand that we've been working on for a while. We had an initial site, and that was built on WordPress. And let me tell you, it was pretty hideous. It was pretty hideous. It was it was my baby, though, so I'm not going to. I can call it ugly. I can call it ugly, can't nobody else. But if anybody knows how WordPress works, it's mainly a site meant for blog, not for networking and whatnot. We stretched it to its limits, and then for maybe a good year. Then after that, I decided to tear it down and do it from the start, from the ground up. And initially, I was planning on paying somebody to actually do it, but I looked at it and I said, "Hey, I'm kind of broke right now, and I think I can do it." So I decided to go down that path, man. It was a long path, but now we're here, and it's looking good. So you guys should definitely go check that out.
Programming genius, self-taught. That's how you do it, though.
You know, nah, man, that's a lot of YouTube videos and Stack Overflow. I definitely have to thank the Stack Overflow community for that one, man. So with this show, we're gonna, be talking about our creativity, pretty much anything creative going on from week to week or every bi-weekly. We haven't decided how often we're gonna do this yet. For the first show, we're just gonna talk creativity in general, what it is, what we think it is, what its impact is on our life, and on how we go about doing things that we do. First off, what do you think creativity is to you?
Yeah, it's a great topic to start out with. So, because I consider myself a creative, Dario considers himself a creative, but creativity to me is pretty much like the willingness to use your imagination in sort of a functional way. Or I guess in a way that other people can experience, I think you can still be creative and experience it by yourself, but I think there's an element to creativity that involves others sort of being able to share that experience some way or shape or form,
Yeah, definitely. The shared experience is a big part of creativity. That's why we focus so much on that as the community aspect, because I don't think I've had really an original idea of myself. It's kind of just the play off of everything I see around me. I get inspired so much by anything, and that can lead to just some crazy wild idea I do down the road, or I implement it in some way that maybe you wouldn't readily recognize. But I'm inspired a lot to do a lot of things. Because, for me, I'm creative, in my own type of way. I'm not like you. I can't draw. I can't draw worth shit. I got a lot of ideas in my head, but most of the time, my hands just will not do what is in my head. My type of creative, I kind of found it when I started actually doing the brand. I was working on Photoshop to do a lot of the clothing and a lot of designs and stuff, and I pretty much fell in love with design that way. Like, I love designing stuff. I love the layout, and I love going in and working on every little small detail of, little icons. Like, I love design, everything to do with design. And I understand computers, so it's easier for me because when I tell a computer to do something, it does it, unlike my hands when I'm drawing. But but I love creativity so much because it's universal. It's one of the very rare universal things that no matter what your nationality is, or your race, or your gender, or your age, you can pretty much relate to art or creativity in some type of way, because every culture has it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can relate to art. Everybody can relate to music. Everybody can relate to sports and brands, and because everybody has that in their own culture. And I think anything that can bring people together like that is something special, and that should be celebrated. So every day I want to find some way to celebrate that and showcase that.
Yeah, definitely.
And when I say sports, I get in these arguments with people all the time. I say, sports, but it's not really a creative, thing you're doing. But I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true, because sports are some of the most creative things I personally can think you can do, because think of how far we've come in basketball or football or like anything. You can watch highlights from 80, 50, 100 years ago and compare it to today, and like they look like completely different sports, because there's a goal. Yeah, I have to score 2 points, but the way you go about doing it is constantly evolving, so you always see new things coming out every year. So I think, again, creativity is such a broad topic, and it can reach out to just so many different people from no matter where they're from, no matter what they do.
Yeah, I mean, basketball used to be a passion of mine before I decided to follow the art path full time.
Yeah, you getting beat in 21 though too much.
Nah, man. I was tired of having to let you win every now and then, keep you up, keep your spirits up for game time. But I mean, like, there's perfect examples. Like, if you look at any of the, like, quote unquote superstars of any of your favorite sports, they all have their own style and their own approach to the position they're playing. From quarterbacks to like point guards, like Stephen Curry. Everybody's talking about his range, and his handles. He's just an unorthodox because he's using his creativity.
Definitely. And I think, creativity has so much to do with actually living a fearless life, because being creative is, I think, one of the most fearless things you can do in life, because it's not an easy road at all to go down, to decide, like, I want to dedicate my life to being creative and creativity. I'm sure you can attest to that. I'm sure there's a lot of starving artists out there where you live, know. And,
definitely. New York is probably the biggest, one of the biggest areas for both successful and starving artists.
It's definitely called starving artists for a reason, man. You do it for the passion, and the reason it's so fearless to me is because it's such a personal thing. You can't create from nowhere; it comes from somewhere, and a lot of times it comes from a personal place for a lot of people, because they create from their experiences. And for them to create and then put that out there to the world, and it's like showing a part of yourself that most people don't even see or don't get to see. It's such a personal thing, and to leave it out there to the world, which can be a pretty ugly place sometimes, especially if you read like YouTube comments or like Instagram comments, or people can be rough. So you open yourself to a lot of ridicule and just your own personal stuff that you're dealing with. So I think it's such a fearless thing to do, to be creative, and that's why I think it's the perfect embodiment of our brand, Living Life Fearless.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with this creative thing, Dario touched on it, but like the biggest reason why we have this Living Life Fearless community like website isn't to like sell the merchandise and like say it's a lifestyle. It's really to get individuals who also think like we do about creativity, and who also are professionals out here in the world. We just want to connect with you. So we hope you join our fearless community, l-l-f.co, livinglifefearless.com.
And I think going the online route is perfect for reaching out to creative people, because with technology nowadays, it opens up creativity to so many more people that had maybe such creative ideas but had no ways of really getting it out there now. Like with me, like I said, I couldn't draw or paint worth shit like at all. So I have trouble drawing a circle, but with Photoshop and everything, I can create some pretty cool designs and stuff like that. And so I think there's even more and more people being interested in being creative. They just need a little nudge, maybe a little inspiration themselves to actually give it a try. Right. And I think if you're surrounded by people, like-minded people, or you see all these like-minded people doing all this stuff and collaborating and communicating, it can only inspire you to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, brands nowadays are just as creative as individuals. There's always some new brand or new idea, new product, or new streetwear brand or a clothing brand coming out that I just look at, man, like the way they market it, the way they design it, way that everything, like it's just, there's so much creativity going into that.
Yeah.
Way more so than I think in the past, and I love that. So I think it can reach out to just individuals and brands alike. So I think that's pretty cool about today's day and age.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Fearless, I mean, we can go ahead and probably talk about the current events that all the performers and what's been going on.
We can talk about the Grammys still. There's been the Grammys, the Oscars, South by Southwest. But
yeah,
I think we can talk about the Grammys for sure this first episode, man. There's a lot going on that I definitely want to talk about.
Right. Oh, man. What a lineup. Oh, man, the Grammys was actually, it was interesting. It was pretty cool, man. I mean, some of the performances, I think, were worth it for sure this year. And then some of the winners, and Alabama Shakes won a Grammy.
Won two Grammys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar was nominated for 11.
Yeah, 11 won 5 or something like that.
5 or 6, something like that. But it's just crazy to think about.
Congratulations.
I've been listening to him since sophomore year in high school, maybe. Like, it was K-Dot training day. Like, it was crazy, man.
I remember that. Oh, man. Way back. Kendrick Lamar. All those mixtapes he used to put out. Section 80 and...
I'm not gonna say I called it, but I definitely called it. He's gonna be the next big one, man. And his performance at the Grammys.
Oh, man. It was crazy.
Probably one of the best I've seen from anybody at the Grammys. It was definitely an impactful performance.
That was a very artistic and theatrical performance that he put on, and it was interesting how he did it, because there was that Beyonce controversy about the police violence stuff, and that happened after Kendrick already got in trouble for standing on a cop car in a performance, and basically following this. Yeah, last year. And following all this controversy, he just came out on stage with the Chain Gang, and just addressed it again, but on the continuation of not just the cops on the streets, but leading to the prison industrial complex, and that was just a wild statement to just immediately kind of insert like that. I thought it was a brave move.
Man, creativity, man. It's fearless, man. You gotta be fearless sometimes, man. You can't be afraid of what people are gonna say, because people are always gonna have something to say, good or bad. So, that definitely was eye-opening performance for me. I thought it was impressive, man. You don't necessarily see that from hip hop very often either. That type of artistic and thought going into it. Let me see some of the winners, man. I got some of the winners right here.
Yeah.
Best R&B album was D'Angelo and the Vanguard.
Oh, man.
For was it Black Messiah?
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good album. Best rap album was Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. Yep. Which I do not agree with. I do not agree with that.
You don't agree with who's your pick?
J. Cole, man.
Oh,
2014 Forest Hills Drive, man. Look, I love Kendrick, and I love what he did with the album artistically and combining all these sounds. But
that's really close, man.
If we're talking rap really album, I gotta give it to J. Cole, man. He did it. I
guess so. I guess then there's more rap on.
He went platinum. He went platinum with no features and no marketing, just no singles.
His marketing was minimal. and he kind of. But I mean, him and Kendrick had more exposure last year. Is the problem? It's like he had way more television performances and appearances than J. Cole did.
I mean,
like, but J. Cole had a nice when he did that. What was that? That debut? I forgot what show it was on, but when he debuted a song, I thought that was like really awesome.
It was on
that was a while ago.
David Letterman, I think, right?
Yeah,
David Letterman.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was either
something
Letterman.
Like that. I think it was Letterman.
It was a night show, but
I think it was the late show with David Letterman.
Yeah, I actually saw Kendrick Lamar perform for free here in New York at the late night show with Stephen Colbert.
I love Stephen Colbert, man. Hilarious.
Yeah, man. It was the second episode of the filming of his new show when he moved from the Colbert Show.
I'm pretty disappointed that.
I got to go.
I still have not seen Kendrick in concert.
Yeah, man. I got to see him for free. I got to see Kendrick Lamar for free. I got to see Big Crit, actually, underrated rapper. I got to see him for free last year, too. He performed in a park in Brooklyn for free.
Man, I'm out here in Italy, man.
New York, man. You gotta come out here and catch the hustlers, bro.
Everybody
plays out here.
We had Mobb Deep out here in Naples, a few months ago, man.
Ooh, that's tight. That's pretty tight, though.
I mean, it would have been tight, 10 years ago,
Hey, man. You guys didn't have that Kanye Madison Square Garden release party, Yeah.
One day, man.
Yeah. I know. That'd be tight to be there, but I mean, and Diddy's about to do the Bad Boy reunion family show out here at the Barclays soon in May.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be everybody. And I think it's about Biggie's birthday. So I think it's either the day after or sometime around his birthday, they said.
Man, it'll be good. I'm not a huge fan of, most of the artists on Bad Boy outside of Biggie, but
right.
I like Mace. Old school Mace. I like old school Mace.
Yeah, old school Mace. I think Lil' Kim will be up there.
What's left of Lil' Kim?
What's left
will be up there?
Oh man, yeah. I'm not even gonna speak on it because I might say something bad. Oh man, what else happened at the Grammys? There was the Lady Gaga performance.
Let me see. Taylor Swift won album there.
Swift.
Lady Gaga's tribute was crazy.
I don't agree with that either, but that's okay.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it happening.
That's where I think Kendrick winning over her and then J. Cole winning the rap over Kendrick. I could see if they would have made those changes.
Let's see. It was Alabama Shake, Sound of Color, Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly, Chris Stapleton, Traveler, Taylor Swift, 1989, and The Weeknd, Beauty Behind the Madness.
Oh, I forgot The Weeknd was nominated.
That was a great album. Had a lot of hits.
That was a great album.
He had a big year. He had a very big year.
Real big year. XO. Shout out XO.
He kind of took some losses, though, man. He lost for Record of the Year to Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars for Uptown Funk, which, I mean, I think he should have. That was the biggest song of the year.
Yeah.
But he did win the best
urban
contemporary album.
Yeah.
Best urban, whatever category that is. He won that song. He beat Miguel and he beat Internet.
Nice.
And the Internet was a very good album, Ego Death.
Yeah.
You heard that one?
I did. That was actually pretty... I listened to it a couple times in the studio.
Yeah, it's good, man. And we'll see what other performances were there that night. There was, like you said, the Lady Gaga tribute to David Bowie. That was
that was creative. That was nice.
She nailed it.
I mean, Lady Gaga is a true performer.
She is. I'm not a fan of
her,
but
If you ever doubted her talent, just watch her perform once, like at an award show, and you'll see why she's a superstar. She can command the stage And whenever she
can.
plays the keys, man, sometimes it's crazy because she can just do all this crazy stuff, while she's just like playing these instruments and stuff. So.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of hers particularly, but she's talented as hell for sure.
Yeah, I don't have any music of hers on my iPhone, like on my Droid or anything. It's not on iTunes, but I mean, I'll check for it every now and then. I think the one song I did listen to by her was like when she collabed with Beyonce back in the day. It was like
that was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. There's a BB King tribute, Chris Stapleton, Gary Clark Jr.
Oh man,
that was
smooth.
Yeah, Gary Clark Jr. is amazing,
Yeah, I was actually not too familiar until then. I had to like look up a lot more stuff.
I discovered him in last year's Grammys when it was Grammys from one of the award shows last year that he did with Beyonce. Remember, Beyonce was doing a tribute to, and he came on with her and he started playing. I don't know if it was the Grammys last year or it was a different event, but it was an award show and he did a little collab with Beyonce and he killed it. And I was like, I need to check him out.
That's awesome.
And actually, I'm listening to him. I've been listening to him this week, actually. The story of Sonny Boy Slim.
Huh.
It's a good album.
Oh, yeah. What other music are you listening to? Or actually, before we jump into like what we're listening to, what else was going on? We had the Grammys.
The Oscars. We can talk about the Oscars and South by Southwest the next couple of shows, though.
Yeah.
Get a little more in depth with those. Talk about,
So there's so much to talk about.
Leo finally winning.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the last few months, though, there's been a lot going on with music, so I definitely want to talk about it. You had the whole Kanye West build up to the life of Pablo. What'd you think?
The life of Pablo.
What'd you think?
Man, the life of Pablo is a wild ride of an album from Kanye. It's really different, but not different, Like, I think he went there with Yeezus, so, like, he let us know that he could kind of basically do whatever he wanted to do.
He can.
And then, basically, I mean, but he's always been doing it, so, I mean, there should have been no surprise. I think he delivered I think it's a good album. I don't think it's, like, the best album, but I think it's a good album.
I wasn't disappointed at all. Like, I can listen to it almost front to back, so
yeah.
I was impressed, man. I was impressed. He finally he dropped it on iTunes finally and Spotify after his whole.
I noticed
it's
the
never
Spotify thing.
coming out on never ever coming out on iTunes, man.
That's because Jay sold Tidal.
And Jay's trying to sue, man.
Who's it? Google's buying Tidal, or who is
Are they? I'm not following. Only thing I know for sure is Jay is suing the previous owners for like $15 million.
Oh well, that doesn't matter because like the sale was like in the billions, so it was like 1 point something billion for the company. So
that's smart. That's smart that he hopped out of that because I don't see many people bumping Tidal.
Exactly.
$15 a month.
And I think that's exactly why Kanye went ahead and let his album.
He's abandoning ship, man. Bad.
Because what happened was, because they were like, oh, we extended the free trial on Tidal thanks to Kanye's album. When he fixed Wolves and he put it on there.
Yeah.
And apparently that wasn't good enough because
Kanye had like 4 or 5 revisions now.
Yeah.
He keeps changing, revising the album.
And I can't even keep up. And then I found, a fake Frank Ocean album. I don't know and I was like, it was an April Fool's joke, but...
That's what you get, you bootlegger.
That's
what you get.
Hey, man, it was streaming. It was I didn't download it. It was streaming.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch the new hotness. Nah, but it sounded like a different version of Wolves. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, did Kanye give him Wolves for his album too? And it's like, it's not the same one though. So there's these weird versions of Wolves floating around. And
who else you listening to?
I was listening to Boz earlier.
Too High to Riot?
We're talking about J. Cole's, Too High to Riot.
Great album.
Yeah, actually,
Great
really
album.
good. I was listening to that in the studio earlier today. Let's see. Rihanna came out with the cool projects before
Yeah.
Kanye this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I'm still listening to that. I still in rotation every now and then.
Yeah. There's a couple songs I definitely go to on that album.
You've heard of Anderson .Paak?
Yeah.
Malibu?
Definitely.
You heard that one?
Yeah.
I've been bumping that
Yep.
heavy.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
a fan. I'm telling all you listeners right now, go listen to Anderson .Paak. He is the next big star, for sure. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube and watch a live performance. The dude's talented.
It's pretty dope.
And he's signed by Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre doesn't fail when he signs people.
He does not fail.
Kendrick Lamar,
Dre is a genius.
Untitled, Unmastered.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oof. Kendrick Lamar. It's Untitled Unmastered. That's crazy. I actually really like that album too. It's weird because it's almost like, even though it was just a free project,
Technically, they're throwaways.
Well, it's not
Technically,
free. Yeah, they're like throwaways, you know. But I
Stuff
thought it was
that
cool
did
that he
not make.
finally gave a studio version of some of his live performances.
He was performing
I
live
thought
on
that
live.
was. And that was
The
what
story-
was really perfect about it.
The story I heard is LeBron is the one that we should be thanking because he told him he wants these live performances and convinced them to put them
Yeah.
out. That's the story I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I
but
heard that he was like telling Kendrick and Top Dog of TDE.
They need to drop it, man.
Yeah, like kept messaging like, "Hey man, release that music." So then Top Dog actually said he was gonna release some new music from TDE, one of TDE's artists, soon, and then nobody knew who it was, and then it was
And
Kendrick.
it was Kendrick. Good
Yeah.
surprise, man.
Like nice.
Let's see.
You know?
I'm also up Santa Gold, 99 cents.
Yeah. Oh,
She's
yeah.
dope.
That's a good album. That's a
She's
really
dope.
good album too.
She's very dope.
Let's see.
There was an album I was Big Boy and Fantagram.
Ooh, I haven't heard that.
It's like a little short 8-track EP. Probably came out a few months ago. Called Big Rams.
Yeah.
It's good, front to back. Listen, he's doing his thing, man.
Yeah. Listening to Logic, his last album.
Yeah, I actually like that one a lot.
Yeah, I was
didn't-
surprised.
I was not a fan of
Nice
his first
project.
album that much, but his second one, I'm
Yeah.
a fan of. Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to that guy for, a couple of years. Well, more than a couple of years, but I don't know, probably since like 2011.
I can't say I was really, really, really a fan until this album. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta listen to what is it? Frank Sinatra, Undeniable. That's the mixtape.
I might check out his older stuff because I like his new album.
Yeah, that's the only reason I gave it a chance. Is because I knew there were songs I liked in the past, and then I found out it was a good project. It was almost.
I got another one. Odyssey. We were talking about dudes from DC. Odyssey. He's from DC.
Oh.
You heard of him? Highly, highly
It
underrated.
sounds so familiar, but I don't know. I don't think I've heard that either.
He's a producer and a rapper, and he's super underrated. He's dope. It's called the Alwasta, ALWASTA EP.
Okay.
He's dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to this guy Mick Jenkins.
You
He's
told
an
me.
underground
I
rapper.
remember. I still have not checked him out yet, but I'm gonna get around to it.
Yeah, man. He had he has a really good project. His last album was his debut album, which is his last project, was called Waves. And that was kind of, I don't know if people saw that, like, Kanye wasn't sure what his album title was going to be, and one of the possibilities
Was Waves. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mick Jenkins had already put out that project like months ago, so it was a little weird, but more of the controversy. I guess people were all talking about like
Max B.
like Big L, Max B. I mean
Max
Big
B,
L.
the inventor of the wave, man.
The
But you heard on the album, Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
He approves. He
Surfer
approves,
in the
man.
flesh.
He approves. I got an album for you for sure. You have not heard. It came out 2 days ago from Hamburger Helper called "Watch the Stove." Yeah.
What?
They did an April Fool's. For April Fool's, they dropped a mixtape, man, a 5-track mixtape called "Watch the Stove."
What? Are you serious?
And the joke's on all of us because those beats are fire. The beats are fire.
Oh, so it's like real.
It's
Dang.
real.
That's
It's
crazy.
Real. Let me tell you the track listing. Track number 1, "Feed the Streets." Track number 2, "Hamburger Helper." Track number 3, "Crazy." Track number 4, "Food for Your Soul." And track number 5, "In Love with the Glove."
Oh.
If you have not, go check it out, man.
Serious?
The beats are fire, man. The beats are fire.
Crazy. That sounds
They made a joking album that turned out to have some fire beats on there. Hamburger Helper spitting hot fire.
I think Weezer just came out with a new album too. Actually,
Did they?
I just haven't. Yeah, I haven't listened to it. It's called the White Album. Actually,
I'm not gonna lie,
Weezer just
man.
came out with their own White
I've been
Album.
on my hip hop kick lately. There's been so much hip hop coming out that I haven't really strayed too much
Sure.
to other genres. It's been a busy few months for music, man.
Yeah, it definitely has.
People keep dropping it like every other week, man.
Seriously. I mean, there was a whole, like, Drake Meek Mills situation in hip-hop, which
That was entertaining.
wasn't even a situation, but Drake made music, and so did Meek, inspired by it. So it was like, that was kind of interesting, just following that. And, Summer 16 was that song that Drake dropped. It was, like, the third sort of, like, track addressing Meek Mills. And other people this time. He was his first line in the song, I think he addresses Kendrick Lamar. Well, not technically. He's addressing the comment. Somebody asked Barack Obama in an interview if he thought Kendrick Lamar or who he was talking about, Kendrick or
Drake. And he went with Kendrick, which is the right decision. Right. I love Drake, but he doesn't want those bars.
And, I mean, I couldn't see the president picking a Canadian over an American.
Come on, man. Exactly.
So, I was just like, he could say Drake if he did like Drake, but then, like, people would be like, oh, what? And then Drake would use that.
Speaking of beef, though, you've been following Jay Electronica's random rants lately? Like,
Jay Electronica is, like, I don't know what he's thinking, but he's going to look like Cat Williams soon if he keeps...
Look,
with these outbursts, man.
I like the 3 songs he's put out over the last 10 years. I like those 3 songs he put out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, Jay-Z noticed him, signed him, but he doesn't make music, so I don't understand why he has an opinion on other people. But
I mean, he should.
Kendrick addressed him too. If you didn't catch it, he threw in some lines.
Oh yeah.
I want to say track number 7.
7.
He said, I can't end a career if it never starts, man.
Yeah.
That was definitely talking about Jay Electronica's crazy ass, man.
Right? Yeah. Understand. What did he say?
I just remember that line. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely the Dre. Yeah. So.
He said, understand the consequence of, like, what did he say? Writing your own bars? Like, before you poke out your chest, loosen your bra, or like before you stick out.
So I can't end up, and then end it if I can't end a career if it never start, man.
Yeah,
because he definitely threw that in to Jay.
Jabs.
So I was on LLF the other day, and I was checking the community page, and how we have a little news feed. I was going through some of the current events, seeing what was going on. I found some interesting ones I wanted to share with everybody, of course. So Beyonce is dropping a new athleisure clothing line.
Hmm.
called Ivy Park.
Hey, ladies, Beyonce.
I'm sure she'll sell out, man. Like she partnered with Top Shop, so I'm sure she'll
There you go.
sell out everywhere. Gene Simmons said rap will die in the next 10 years.
Nice, Gene. What a jackass.
or specifically said he's looking forward to the death of rap in the next 10 years.
Death of rap. That's hilarious. Rap will never die. It might get changed, obviously. I mean, obviously
you see it now.
We did 10 years ago.
If you compare Sugar Hill Gang to now, come on, man.
10 years before that. It's like every 10 years we're going to have new style.
It's going to keep evolving.
Different.
It's going to keep evolving.
It can't stop. It's everywhere.
It's ironic because
we got rappers in every language. Like, think about that.
They were saying the same thing about, rock when they first came out.
Right?
Rock's going to die in the next 10 years. It's just a fact.
Right. Okay.
So, all right. Vance turned 50 last week or week before.
Happy birthday, Vance.
Been around 50 years.
I have fallen with my skateboard many a times with you.
I don't know how big Vans are in, New York, but definitely on the West Coast, they're pretty big.
Oh, yeah, people rock. Well,
probably
New
not
York's
as big.
Still all about the boots and stuff, but there's lots of Vans. There's Vans out here, people rocking Vans. Lots of Toms, though. There's a lot more Toms than Vans, I think.
Fucking Tom.
Toms, man. New York's all about them Toms, bro.
I blame the hipsters.
It's true.
Nike came out with self-lacing shoes. First time mass-produced.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw a meme for that.
First time they're being mass-produced.
Self-lacing.
Back to the Future is happening.
Right.
There's a mural. We were talking about Kanye West. There's a mural to Kanye West in Australia of him making out with himself.
Yep.
I think I told you about this
Kanye
other
was
week.
getting mad.
Yeah.
Kanye's getting mad. He's not getting Donald Trump mad like the micro penis picture. Oh, that's funny. That's a current thing too. An artist made a rendering of Donald Trump naked with a micro penis.
Nice.
Donald Trump tried to get that artwork banned from the internet.
Welcome to the internet, Donald Trump.
Right? Thanks. It's never going away.
Everybody go check out Kanye West makes out with himself in Australia.
Oh, man.
It's actually pretty dope artwork too. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty good.
Oh, that artwork. Yeah, that should have been the cover art for I Love Kanye.
I Love Kanye.
The Life of Pablo, or the
Kanye loves
Kanye. Loves Kanye. Yeah.
And another Kanye West news: they are doing a Beethoven orchestra in Los Angeles. I think April 16th. It's a 70-piece orchestra, and they are doing mashups of Beethoven and Kanye West, 6 tracks from Yeezus and 6 songs from Beethoven.
Wow. I kind of wish I could go to that.
I really wish I could go to that. That sounds really dope.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I have to see that.
You can see a preview on YouTube of it. If you just type in Beethoven, they're working on Little Blood on the Leaves and Beethoven mix, and it's interesting for sure. Going to be interesting. Definitely. And last thing I saw was Swizz Beatz, man. He's a museum board member out there in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Beatz out here.
I had no idea he's so big in the art, man.
Museum, man. Swizz Beatz is, honestly, he's probably the most involved rapper in the art world, aside from maybe Pharrell before that.
He's having a little renaissance, man.
Yeah, he's changing the game. He's doing all kinds of weird stuff. He put on a show called No Commission, where he selected artists for this show, and basically all the sales, the artist kept 100% of the proceeds. so that basically that event and like the space didn't take any commission from the artist's sales, and that like almost never happens in art shows. So that was pretty interesting that Swizz Beatz, set that up for
supporting artists. Swizz out there supporting artists in all forms, man.
Shout out Swizz Beatz,
in all
man.
forms, like it should be.
And I've like followed his Instagram. I keep seeing him pop up, like, and it's weird because I'll go to some openings and I'll realize he was just there. Like, I'll scroll through the feed. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, Swizz is like just here, yo. Like, it's wild. And honestly, I think I did see him once, but like, I think he was like just leaving or something. And you know how it is with crowds and stuff, and you don't just like, run up to people. But yeah, New York's weird, man. You see some people out here. Like, I've seen some actors on accident just randomly in the street. Like,
I'm sure everybody's in New York, man. And his son is hella talented. How old is his son? Like 5 or 6 years old? Young Egypt. He has he had his first production credit
5 or 6 years.
Untitled, Unmastered from Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
track number 7 again. Yeah, the second half.
That like 3 songs in one song. Like,
well, the kid's like 5, man.
3 different songs. Yeah,
the kid is 5 and he made a beat.
Did you see the video that Swizz Beatz? Speaking of Instagram, Swizz Beatz Instagrammed a video of Egypt, his son, on the keyboard, like actually doing the harmony, like the track for the beat.
It's just not fair, man.
He was just bobbing his head. It's
just not fair, man.
Swizz was putting him on early.
Oh my god.
He's like, you're gonna pay for your own college. I'm gonna put you to work right now.
He's already getting production credits on artists like Kendrick Lamar, so there you go.
Right.
Anything else you want to add for this week's show? Well, the first and only episode, number 1 of the show, right. Of the Fearless Show.
I don't know, man.
Where can they find you?
Yeah. Well, for everyone out here that wants to keep up with my artwork, shows that I'll be doing here in New York and elsewhere, make sure you follow me on my social media sites, Twitter and Living Life Fearless, and Instagram. They're all Artist D Walker. And then Facebook is Real D Walker. So just find me on there, follow me, like everything. You can just type in my name, Darius Walker, share everything, And like I said earlier, I just want to encourage all of you to join the website because it's honestly one of the best platforms I could see in terms of social media and sort of a presentation of like your web presence. We've essentially
and there's no
created
bias
a website
whatsoever being used right now.
We've essentially created a website that allows you to link all of your online presence in a way that they can just click to go to your website or go to your Facebook or Twitter or your Instagram just from your profile page here. Your images, when you have events, that archive, I think, is much more, practical than like a Facebook event page, and sort of how the media works there. Everything in their newsfeed is in a single file line. It's really visually unstimulating and annoying that you have to like get past one thing to see the next thing. So we have sort of the Pinterest, Tumblr style assortment of your status updates,
your events, your media,
your events,
your projects. Yeah, man. It's
a very engaging, fun site to play with. So you should just check it out. LivingLifeFearless.com.
I'll give myself a pat on the back, man. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, man. You worked it out this time. I'd say this version is for sure an improvement on the first one, like you said.
Definitely. And if you want to see the aberration of the first one, you can go to llf.co or livinglifefearless.com, and it's in our project. We have images of where it was and where it is now, and it's not even close. So you can find me Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course, livinglifefearless.com. Anywhere at IMDHunt. You can see everything I post. I do a lot of blog posts. You can check out our blog at beboldbefearless.co. You can go on there, see where we kind of want to head things with LLF and the Fearless Show and our clothing and everything, pretty much anything and everything that we got going on, as well as, just random blogs, train the thoughts type of things. So you definitely check it out. And if you have any topic suggestions or questions for, this week's show or for any future week's show, you can definitely go to our blog and go to the podcast page, and you can submit a form with a question or suggestion. And if we choose, we're going to choose, the best questions and suggestions, and, we'll give you a little shout out on the next week's show. So definitely do that.
Please give us feedback. Please comment. Give us suggestions. What do you want us to talk about?
Yeah,
lots of stuff in pop culture that we missed, so just let us know, and
it's always more fun.
We'll give you our thoughts on it.
It's always more fun. You get some collaboration and some back and forth with the community. So definitely go check out our blog. Check out the website livinglifefearless.com. Check out or l-f.co. Check it out, man. We put a lot of hard work into that. And if you're a creative individual, the artist, the musician, the entrepreneur, athlete, anything, anything that you think can go into creativity, it's all up to you to define that. But you should go check it out and sign up, man. Give it a look, kick it around, give us some feedback. We do this for you guys. We love the community, and definitely want to keep building it up. So, and also, of course, if you want to support us in another way, monetarily, and rep our brand, you can go to llfstyle.co. You can buy yourself one of these shirts. You get some of these bands. We also have this shirt in Heather Gray, and we have beanies coming within the week. So go check it out, man. And as always, keep living life fearless.
Keep living life fearless.
Peace.
Peace. Come back.
Comment.
And comment.
And leave suggestions.